the White House is right now absolutely insisting that the nuclear facilities, according to leaked intelligence reports to CNN and the New York Times, which are contradicting the White House, I should say, the White House is saying they've been, quote, totally obliterated, and that the reports leaked to the New York Times and CNN were, quote, inconclusive, low confidence. CIA Director John Ratcliffe just said those sites were, quote, severely damaged. So I wanted to start by asking if you share Donald Trump's confidence, the White House's confidence, that these facilities were destroyed and that Iran was set back years, as he's saying.
You know, I can only go by news reports at this point. I've not had any briefing. We're supposed to get a briefing tomorrow on the intelligence, and that'll be one of the questions I ask. You know, what is the estimate of the damage? We do know that there are news reports that 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium may have been taken from the site before the bombing started. We also have some reports that the systems and the centrifuges and the nuclear enrichment program might be set back months, not years. But, you know, a lot of these things will be debated over time. It's not like the Iranians are going to invite us in and say, oh, hey, let us show you the damage. You know, we're not going to see that. It'll be aerial photos, satellite photos, informants. And the truth is always the best we can make of the intelligence that we have. But I think it's probably wishful thinking to think it's destroyed everything and you know, they're done for and they won't do this again. It's a possibility, but it would take actually the will of the Iranian government to say they won't. And I think it's unknown which way they'll go.
Now, I agreed with you last week ahead of Donald Trump's strike that a likely outcome would be long-term escalation and American deaths. Yeah, I think it's probably still true that was a likely outcome, but it's also true right now that that has not been the case. So I asked Tucker Carlson this question on Monday, but do you feel you were wrong to worry about catastrophe ahead of those strikes?
Well, I think we're still not out of the woods yet. We don't know exactly what the response will be. One response will be that as Iran is chastened and they're no longer going to have a nuclear program. But the other response is that they will hasten and actually move on into a sprint towards a nuclear weapon. If that happens, you know, the warnings will have been well founded. If next week Iran comes forward, they meet with the U.S. and they say, we're sorry, we never really wanted to develop a bomb and we're going to discontinue all nuclear enrichment and we want to be friends, then they will have done the right thing. So, but knowing what the outcome is, you know, it's a calculated estimate or a calculated guess in advance, and it still is. So it'll either be seen as a genius move if they stop enriching and they discontinue their program, or it'll be seen as a reckless move if they move on to a weapon, and we just don't know the answer yet.
And just in the immediate near term, do you feel that the ceasefire is fragile, that the risk for escalation still exists right now, potentially in the next even couple days, couple weeks?
Yeah, no, I think the risk for re-engagement is actually still very real. I appreciate President Trump's desire not to get involved in a land war, desire not to escalate it beyond this. And so, like I say, time will tell. But I would say the ceasefire is uneasy at this point.